Hey yo, what is up you guys? It is Dyer here, and today I'm going to be installing a catch can as well as a true cold air intake on my 2016 Genesis Coupe. For the catch can, I decided to go with the ADDW1 catch can system. Seems like it's going to be pretty easy to install, but first I got to install my cold air intake, which is actually out in the back of my car. So we got to go grab that out of the back of my car, and we got to pop over to my buddy Tony's house to go grab the rest of my tools so we can do this install today. He just started it up from inside. All right, boys. Tools are secured. Here's my girlfriend's FRS. That thing's pretty sweet. I gotta make a video on that thing still. All right, you guys, I want to preface this with I have no idea what I'm doing particularly. I just know that I have to get this front bumper off, get these headlights off, and then somehow get this washer fluid reservoir out of there. And yeah, and then we're gonna have to work on getting all this stuff off, but I'm more worried about getting the washer fluid out of there first. So let's start by taking out the front bumper, which I actually have done before. We should just have, it's like an 8 mil right there. Yeah. Trunk. Oh yeah. Right here, this is what we needed from Tony. It's an 8. And we need this guy. Now we've got to get all of these plastic clips.
And lastly, there are 4 plastic clips underneath the bumper. My camera didn't pick this up very well and I didn't mention it in the audio and the video, but there are 4 underneath that you have to get as well. They're very obvious and easy to get to.
And after you get all those plastic clips out, it should just be, yep. Oh yeah. You want to make sure you disconnect your fog lights. Oh, come on. Oh yeah. Sweet, but yeah, there she is. Front bumper taken off. Now, let's pop these headlights off. Should be a 10 mil. Yep. Yes, sir. Oh yeah. Easy peasy. I really only see that one screw. Let's unplug that. Let's unplug that.
This one turned out to be quite the pain in the ass, but don't really worry about stripping it, just get it out because you don't need it later.
Aha! Boom and boom. Should be simple enough. Oh yeah. This thing is just so unnecessarily huge. I'm gonna be replacing this with, like I said, an auxiliary one I got off of Amazon, probably right in here or something like that. But right here's the line. If you follow it all the way up, it goes right here and into your jets. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna disconnect this guy down here. I mean, like, I guess we can just leave that in there. Get started on taking this off.
I'm not sure if there's a proper way to disconnect this intake sensor, but I just took my vice grips and basically yanked on the plastic clip that it was held in with until it broke. I recommend just doing the same. Be careful not to rip through the wiring though.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so now for getting into what actually comes with the 3.8 Performance cold air intake. I'm gonna be honest, it's not a whole lot. You get your upper piece that connects directly into the intake of your car. You get the lower piece, which allows you to extend it down into the fog light area. You get 2 pieces of connecting tube, 4 hose clamps, and a sticker, as well as the K&N air filter, of course, as well as 2 brackets that you'll see later on don't really mount correctly, at least in my case.
Oh yeah, alright. Alright, so something that I just missed is you gotta take your stock sensor. Maybe this guy right here. Right onto there. Alright.
You will notice that there are 2 different types of connecting hose. One is bigger than the other. The bigger one is for connecting the whole intake into the intake manifold on your car. That will come with 2 hose clamps pre-installed on it. The other one is a smaller one inside the package that I'm opening here. This is for connecting this extension piece that the air filter is on currently to the upper part of the intake. The hose clamps for this will come separately in a box and will be a smaller sized hose clamp. Now in a second you will see I actually opted to not use their piece of connecting hose for the intake to the intake manifold. That is because with their current design they are missing what I have been told is the connecting piece for the sound tube. I'm not entirely sure what this sound tube does. I just wanted to make sure it remained as stock or as close to OEM as possible, so I wanted to make sure that was connected. So I improvised and slipped the old connecting hose over top of the new intake.
Alright. See if we can make this work. God damn, that was a lot. Alright. As for removing the windshield washer fluid reservoir, honestly, best of luck. It's just gonna be a bitch. You gotta wrestle it, you gotta rotate it, you gotta twist it, you gotta push it, and you gotta pull it. Good luck on this one, guys. You can get it though, believe me. Something else that I did right here was uninstall the factory hose clamp that I was trying to use to clamp it to the intake, and took one from the kit and used it to clamp this stock connecting tube around more securely. I also installed the ADDW1 catch can system while I did this intake, but there's been plenty of videos on how to do that already, so I didn't really document that. And unfortunately, I lost most video from this point forward, but that's okay because most of the work is already done. On screen here, I have all of the things you need to reconnect and tighten down. So you need to connect your sound tube and tighten down the factory hose clamp that came with that. You need to tighten down your connecting hose to your manifold using the stock hose clamp there as well. You need to reconnect your vacuum line using the stock hose clamp there as well. You also need to reconnect your intake sensor that we installed. The little connector clip to that should still be somewhere in your engine bay. And then lastly, you want to tighten down the hose clamps on that fog light extension. And then lastly, for the bracket that's supposed to hold the intake in place, I could only get one to fit, and it was through this frame rail right here, this little hole that you can go get a 1/4-inch bolt from Home Depot from, and you can fit it right through there, no problem. As for the other bracket, I have no idea where it's supposed to go. I couldn't get it to fit right anywhere within the engine bay. So what I ended up doing was actually duct taping the whole intake to this one that I did manage to get installed, and it doesn't seem to rattle around too much. All right, you guys, and she is all finished up. We have the 3.8 performance cold air intake with the ADDW1 catch can installed. Man, I'm not sure if it's gonna give me any more power, but it's just nice to finally be able to mess around with this car. I've had it stock for too long. Oh, and my gimbal just died. Lit. All the camera equipment is dying, ladies and gentlemen, but yeah, there she is. I'm gonna button her back up, but it's pretty much just redoing all the steps we did before. Yeah. Hope that some of you guys found this video helpful, whether you're debating getting the 3.8 performance true cold air intake or already have one and are just a little bit confused on the install, or if you're just a Genesis Coupe fan, I hope that you're at least entertained by it. One thing I want to warn you guys about, if you guys do decide to go with this, is to be careful of puddles. I already have taken the extension piece off because I daily drive the Coupe currently, and if you hit a puddle too low and suck up some water into that intake, you're more than likely going to hydrolock your engine and ruin it. So I recommend definitely checking the weather forecast if you plan on having that extension piece on there. I plan on only installing it when the weather's supposed to be nice, or I'm supposed to run against some people, or I want to go for a cruise. I mean, it takes all of 5 minutes to get the front bumper off and take it on and off. It's not really a big deal. I got wheels and tires coming from Fitment Industry here, and hopefully a week or two I'll be doing a video on that, and then here soon I will be getting the Solo Performance exhaust. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like down below, and I'll see you in the next one.